Ferris State football defeats West Florida in the semifinals to advance to the second consecutive national championship appearance. Coach Annese, what are your initial thoughts on today's game?
Great win against a great opponent. I thought they did a really nice job running the ball against us. Nobody's really ran the ball against us effectively, but early in the game, they really tried to establish the run. I thought their quarterback played great, made a lot of great plays, but the grit of our guys, I've been talking about forever, the grit of our guys is just extraordinary. The fight and the never get in deal. It was kind of hard, I think, emotionally. We had 17-3, and then all of a sudden it's 17-17 at halftime. And so, things can go both ways there. And fortunately, our guys just stayed committed to the process, and the defense shut them out in the second half. And we got an early score, and then we got the big turnover. I think it might have been the only turnover of the game, and got a short field, put it in, and got the 14-point lead, which was key. But all in all, I mean, we're going back to McKinney. Are we serious here? Got to pinch myself because I knew their, the defensive guys, I knew they were good enough to help us get there, but on our side of the ball, it's been work in progress all year. Like literally, he's a superstar slot for us, and we had to move him to running back, and here he rushed for 180 yards as a running back. So I don't think he, in his mind, thought that would be something he would even never do, and he did it, and now obviously he's a huge part of our success. But so that kind of sums up the way we are, the commitment to just excellence and do whatever you can do to help the team win. So proud. I don't know, it's as proud as I've ever been for a team. This team has been extraordinarily gritty. When things weren't always good, we were still battling. And so, had one loss, lost by a point, and didn't make any excuses. I mean, that could have been season ending, right? We had a 43 straight regular season win streak. We had all these GLIAC games we had in a row, and then we lost, and we just went back to work, hung together, and now we're playing for a national championship.
Marcus, you had 20 carries for 182 yards. Outstanding performance from you. Could you talk about what you were seeing out there and how you were able to execute so effectively?
Shouts out to my big boys. Shouts out to my big boys up front. We've been working all week, just putting in installs, knowing what we supposed to do, and they opened it up for me. And at that point, when I get to the second level, it's wraps. So all I gotta do is make a couple moves, and I at least get about 6 of them. So.
Tony, what was the message to the team at halftime after they had come back with those two unanswered touchdowns?
There's not a lot of time for messages. Literally, I had an interview with ESPN, and by the time I got back there, we were down to 10 minutes. So we just sit. I don't know if my play sheet's around, but we just sit and just write down on my play sheet what we think we should do. So it's kind of back there. So all those plays right there were written down as if you guys want to look at it, as plays that we could run in the second half. I take some suggestions from the offensive guys. We talk about the O-line, what they think is good, and then sit down with, for the most part, the offensive staff, try to kind of put a plan together. On defense, most of the time the defensive staff's just spending time talking, right? Yeah. And then about a minute, let's go. I said we were down at halftime last week, and we came back and won. And I said now it's just basically all the kids were saying, 0-0, new game, and all we had to do is win one half of football in order to be moving on, and that's what we did.
What was the key in shutting down their running game?
Running game, staying in your gap and having good gap integrity, not getting knocked off the ball, coming off the ball hard and fast, and just doing your job and doing it at the best of your ability.
And Marcus, you are a slot back, but do you feel comfortable running back as being the main runner and getting the ball and going up the middle?
I do. That's what I started as in high school a little bit. And at the end of the day, I'm a playmaker. So wherever you put me at, I'm going to make something happen.
I have to ask you, how do you feel being from Florida and yet playing December football in Michigan?
I've been here too long. I'm almost a Big Rapid citizen right about now. So, so at the end of the day, I feel great. And it's not that cold when you winning.
Coach, defensively, you guys held them to 0 points and 83 total yards in that second half. That's winning football and also championship football.
Yeah, it's great. I've said it all along, from Hodge to my nephew Tony to Grant Caserta to Coach Tesfa Smith and the rest of the guys that have helped those coaches. They've always got a good plan, and our defense is good. I mean, they're built to be productive and
Real dogs.
And real dogs. So I was proud of the way they played in the second half, and it's obviously comforting knowing that we don't have to do everything. Our guys are tough and competitive, so they don't want to kind of knee it in the first half or be soft in the first half when we don't have great field position. But I tell my offense, I'm going to coach a little bit more conservatively in most conditions because of our defense being so great. But today we only had one punt, so for the most part we were really sharp on both sides of the ball and special teams.
Olalere, you had a couple sacks. Ian had a sack. Caleb had the strip sack fumble. Could you talk about how well you guys were just able to execute so efficient as a unit out there?
So, in the first half, we got down to 17-17, and that was kind of disheartening for us as a D-line because we felt like we could have played a lot better. So coming into the second half, we was telling each other it's going to be a party in the backfield. We just got to play the best of our ability, and it's pretty cool that all those guys that you just named, we all got a sack. And, after the game, Jordan came up to me and he was like, dude, we all got a sack. And I'm like, dude, we're beasts, It's how we practice. Coach Smith, he coaches us hard to go have relentless pursuit to the ball, and that's what we did. And, this is a result of that.
To both players, how does it feel to just be going back to the national championship game?
It's a blessing, honestly. You dream of winning a national championship, not one, but now we get the opportunity to win two. It's just a blessing, honestly, and I'm grateful for the opportunity.
All praise be to God. He's the one that made it happen.
For Coach, you're bringing two teams back to back. How does that feel?
It's incredible. We were actually towards the end of the game. I looked at Marcus. I said, well, I hope that you and I can hang out at 5 in the morning because we all kind of had a lot of fun after that game last year. So hopefully we can go there and win. That's the goal. That's the goal these guys have had since the beginning. But, it's just, I've said it before, I got to pinch myself on this one, okay? There's enough people, in private conversations that would say, man, he didn't really think this team was going to be able to do this. I don't want to be negative or anything, but we got a young offensive line. We just rushed for 309 yards, which is such a blessing because we've been able to do that in previous years. Last year particularly, right? But this year's been a different year. We haven't ran the ball as effectively as we've thrown the ball. And today I really wanted to set the tone for the run game. Threw Carson in there early. He played great. Marcus had a big run for a touchdown, and then we just set the tone as a team that was going to be a little bit more tough rushing the ball, and I thought that was a big factor in the game.
Coach, what is it like to have two guys with the number 12 just dominating on both sides of the ball? And I'm sure other teams are saying hey, we just messed with number 12 on that side, and then we have to deal with another number 12. What's that kind of like to see both of those guys do so well?
Well, Murph was number 12 last year, but we had another number 12 last year that was just mediocre. And so we had to give Carson that number 12. so that we could make something happen for that number, because Jared Bernhardt really didn't do much with it at all. So that's sarcasm, right? We've had some really good number 12s, obviously.
Coach, you mentioned that the offense has been a work in progress this year, and turnovers have been kind of a big issue at points for you. How key was it today to have no turnovers all afternoon?
So I talked to the guys the other day, and minus 3 games, which we've had, obviously won all 3 of those games that we had turnovers in. And I mean multiple turnovers. Other than that, we've been really good. But the Pitt State game, we had 6. Wayne State, we had 5. So that's 11 of the 25 we've given up. And so it's been really pretty good, other than, having a couple bad ones. So we talked about that and said we're really a good team with the ball. Just focus on it. And only one guy fumbled today. And we got it back, thank God. Right?
Thank God.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, guys.